All right, guys, about to play the first round of a special Halloween Innistrad draft. Uh, it was my first draft. Drafted a blue-red graveyard self mill a little bit deck. Seems pretty sweet. We have a Snapcaster Mage and Charmbreaker Devils, both of which are pretty strong cards. Although Snapcaster Mage is probably a little weaker here than in constructed. I think this is a keep. We have a way to draw some cards early. We'll go ahead and keep it. I would have liked to pick up the mythic 5/6 guy, I think he is, that you can play from your graveyard. I put that guy in a constructed deck recently, so you know I love him. That deranged assistant's pretty nice. We'll lead to the mountain. We managed to get a lot of our high curve cards, which you do have a lot of, but we have a lot of really low curve cards too. There's our Snapcaster. I think I'm actually going to play our deranged assistant and hold on to Desperate Ravings for now. The assistant can help us play a Lantern Spirit next turn, even if we don't hit a land. Ooh, that's gross. And we could play Sturmgeist in the near future if we manage to hit some lands here, which is pretty good. Yeah, Ambush Viper. We'll take the 2. Opponent may be using a combat trick. I don't know if that's a deck in this format, but I don't think it is one where you just pump stuff. It's not a poison format, so it doesn't seem like it should be. Trying to decide whether or not I want to play Lantern Spirit next turn or cast Desperate Ravings. I think I'd rather play the Lantern Spirit. Put a little, threat on the board. Okay, and that's the one that can transform into a 5/5. That's if 2 or more. If no spells were cast, then it's 2 or more that untransforms. All right, well, Armored Scob's not bad either, especially when we have a Snapcaster in our hand. I know I don't want to play no spells, because that'll transform. So I can play Desperate Ravings now. Not hitting a land was pretty rough, but I think I'm just going to play, and of course that hit a land. We're going to play our Lantern Spirit. Don't have the blue up to save it from removal, but I think that's okay for now. We really need to hit some lands if we want to have any hope here, because we have a 6-drop, 2 6-drops, and a 5-drop in our hands. So even with the ramp we have in play, it doesn't really matter. He's going to let his creature transform this turn, I'm guessing, by not playing anything. Yep, so his dude will transform now into a 5/5. And when we don't have a bunch of cards in our hand, it's going to be pretty hard for us to untransform him. I could do it here if I hit the right things with Desperate Ravings. I think I'm going to cast it now because... Alright, we discarded our Stitch Drake, which isn't awesome, but it's not the end of the world. Hitting a mountain wasn't what I wanted. I wanted to hit an island, but that's okay. Should I mill myself some more? I don't think so. There's no reason to. And I think I'll attack. And I'll just take 7 this turn and drop to 9. We really need a second blue so we can claustrophobia up that big creature. And for our Sturmgeist as well. A lot of things that would be nice with it. We will be able to go Snapcaster Mage, Desperate Ravings again in the relatively near future. Ooh, Ghost Quarter. Okay. It's kind of interesting that he decided to... Oh, it's any land. Yeah, I guess that makes sense then. I was thinking it was only non-basics. Yeah, we're just going to drop to 9 here. Okay, Grizzled Outcast. Another massive threat, which we could deal with if we could just draw some land. especially in an island. Come on, island. If we don't, we probably play Armored Scob and stall. I could also just play my Sturmgeist, which is a pretty relevant body right now. But we did not draw the double blue that we really needed. Flashing back Desperate Ravings costs 3. I say. What should I do here? I could just pass. This would transform. I could flash in Snapcaster Mage, chump, and recast Desperate Ravings. I could also just play Armored Scob if all I'm interested in doing is chumping. So, yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. And what did we hit? Probably an island. That's what we hit with our first one. Oh, mountain. Good. And I'm going to play... We're only 1 mana away from Into the Maw of Hell, which is nice. I'm going to play the Scob, I think. Is it better to Snapcaster, though? I think it might be. I think it probably is. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. We have that 1 colorless mana for no reason now, though. Whoops. And actually, we can't use it now because I screwed up. So, what I can do is Snapcaster now, untransform that, and Desperate Ravings. I guess that's what I'm going to do since I screwed up. So, yeah, we're going to go... Oh, no, we can't do that. We don't have the... Oh, yeah, we can. We don't have to pay. We'll pay 1 in a red, right. So we're going to go Snapcaster Mage. It's going to target Desperate Ravings, and then we're going to cast Desperate Ravings. And what did we discard? Our Armored Scob, not a huge loss. And we drew, I think, twice. We really need that second island, but I think I'm okay with this. His creature will untransform into a much less intimidating creature. And we can try to get our control game going should we ever, draw a second island. Play our Sturmgeist or our Scob Goliath. Into the Maw of Hell wouldn't be bad. We could take him off his green and nuke whichever of those we're the most concerned with. If he passes his turn, both his creatures will transform. He can attack with his 4/4 anyway, too, but I would probably chump it with a Snapcaster. We need we already have a creature in the graveyard, actually, for our Scob Goliath, so... Scob Goliath can block that thing all day long. That's pretty nice. Okay, if he's attacking like that, I think, yeah, I mean, I could kill this and drop to 5. That doesn't seem super ideal. I dropped to, but 7's not a huge difference. I think getting rid of a creature is more relevant. And maybe I should also block here. Maybe I should. I don't know the tricks in this format super well, but yeah, we're just going to block like that. Hope he doesn't have a trick to kill us. Okay. Drops us to 5. And we're dead if we don't draw a land, basically, no matter what. So I think I'm okay with that. And he's going to play a spell, too. Okay, so it's a 5/5. All right. That is fairly large. All right, so we can Into the Maw of Hell something. We can play Scob Goliath. Still can't Claustrophobia, still can't Sturmgeist. If we play our Goliath... We could also just play Ashmouth Hound, but I think our Goliath obviously represents a larger threat, one that disrupts his board enough. Like, he can't just attack into a Scob Goliath. If he has removal, we're dead, but if he doesn't, we're not dead. So I think we go for the Goliath. I'm going to put the top card of our library in our graveyard, hit a Claustrophobia, and play our Scob Goliath, and we'll exile our Stitched Drake. Did it just make me exile? Do I have to exile 2 cards? Oh, you do. I do. So I'm glad I had 2. I was thinking it was only 1. But yeah, we're going to leave our dudes back and in the turn. Hope we draw that second blue at some point. Because if we don't, I think we're going to get run over eventually. Right now, I mean, we're in an okay position, but you know, we don't know what he has in his hand. All right, so our Scob Goliath has brought us some stability. His dudes do transform, but we can undo that with relative ease right now. So that's probably what we do. So I'm going to cast Think Twice now, even though it's an instant, so that I can untransform it and then play Ashmouth Hound probably. We'll see what I draw with Think Twice. If I draw an island with Think Twice, I'll just cast Think Twice again, actually. So, yeah, we're going to play Think Twice. I would love to hit that second island. We have more islands and mountains in this deck, man. Not a second island, but I think that's okay. We will play our Ashmouth Hound. And we will swing at him for 2 in the air. I guess I could have used that to mill myself, which is what I should have done. But that's okay. Finally swung at him again. Definitely a control deck we have here where we stabilize late, especially when we can't hit blue. And we do have one flashback card in the graveyard, but it's not an awesome one. We can untransform his guys again, but only if we manage to draw an island. So, or a red spell, I guess. So that's relevant. If I draw an island, I guess I would try to untransform them. Looks like he's not going to make them transform this turn, so I'm less worried. Okay, Pitchburn Devils. That is a really good card when we're at 5 life. So that's a potential claustrophobia target more than anything else because we can at least block the other stuff. Hard to block a Pitchburn Devils, basically, in any situation. So I guess I could just block and return my Lantern Scout all day, but that's not ideal. Since his guys didn't transform, if I draw an island, I'm just slamming Sturmgeist onto the table. Although Claustrophobia is tempting, I can at least just chump with the 2-1, so that's not too bad. I don't know what he's considering here. Maybe swinging with both, but he knows he'll lose 1 creature if he does that, so doesn't seem ideal. His 1/5 is a defender now, so it can't attack. So, yeah. Still not an island, man. That is some rough stuff. If we think twice again and hit an island, I'll be pretty happy, I guess, but I think that's too risky. I think we just into the Maw of Hell and nuke one of his dudes. Probably the 5/5 Trampler. While we also take him off of green. I think what we got to do here. What did we just put in our graveyard? We put in Rolling Temblor, which could be relevant in this game, but doesn't look like it right now. And we will into the Maw of Hell his forest. And which creature do we destroy? I think we destroy the 5/5, like I was thinking. Yeah, we'll destroy the 5/5. And I can chump that, and that's probably the best thing to do because it's a pretty big problem. He probably is the best claustrophobia target right now, so it's probably what we're going to have to do to it. I mean, I guess killing it is slightly better. It'll put us at 2 life, whereas chumping loses me a creature and I'm still at 5. But if he has another Pitchburn Devils, we're just screwed. But it is a hard situation when we're at such low life. Makes me wish I'd taken that early green card that lets me gain life for every card in my graveyard, that's for sure. Cannot buy a second island. To be fair, we did throw one in our graveyard, but at least we took him off his green. I'm curious. He is attacking with both. Okay. No, he's not. Can he burn me out? There are ways for him to burn me out in this format. I think it's probably just safest for me to chump here. You know, we're at such low life. I think chumping it's the ideal thing. If we can create a board state where we don't have to worry about all this other damage coming our it's like the prime claustrophobia target, and probably what I go after with claustrophobia, if I have to go after anything with it. Feral Ridge Wolf. Okay. Kind of a problem right now, but not a huge one. That also is not really a huge problem, but it does throw more creatures are coming our way, which is a problem when we're at 5 life. And still not an island. Wow. What do we need to do here? He's going to have 10 damage coming our way. And we have 3 creatures to block them, so we'll survive a swing, but only just barely. Man, I wish I had more blue mana. I can leave mana up, but I think it's best to play a 4th guy right now. Our Armored Scob can create some problems. Kills Bloodcrazed Neonate pretty easily. And maybe it'll hit something. I think I want to leave the deranged, what is it, Assistant untapped, for, to block. It could be relevant, but we're going to play our Scob here. Probably hit all of our islands. We did hit 2 of them. And our Charmbreaker Devils. Our opponent disconnected. So we're going to end our turn. We really need that second island. I am definitely regretting, I guess, not running enough islands, but I think our deck runs enough. We're just having some poor luck. But yeah, I mean, if we'd ever drawn an island on any of these last 100 turns and been able to play our Sturmgeist or Claustrophobia, we would have turned this whole game around, but we just haven't been able to. So that is probably, now that I'm looking at it, I'm kind of an idiot. Should have cast Rolling Tembler from my graveyard. This would have killed those 2 guys and our Ashmouth guy, but it would have been enough to stave off our death. But now we can't do much to stave off our death. Furor of the Bitten. Okay. Can still just block with the Ashmouth dude and kill it, so doesn't scare me too much. Alright, so it's blocking time. Definitely block there, because this is blocks or becomes blocked. Yeah, it's better than the more recent version of it. This blocks here, because it won't kill it. And then this blocks there, so there's no trample. And this blocks there, so we don't drop to 1 life. It does turn off a Rolling Tembler, but it's going to be a lot less good after this turn anyway, so that is what we do. I wonder if we'll ever turn this game around. We do need that second island to do it. I think turn may end up being pretty big for us, since we can, we're going to kill this. We're going to kill the Feral Hound. We're going to lose 1 guy, and the other 2 are going to bounce off each other. So, seems pretty reasonable to me. If he has a trick, he could save one of his creatures. But I doubt he has a trick that can kill our Scob Goliath with just the red mana that he has. Seems unlikely anyway. We have so much gas in our hands. So many ways to deal with problems. We just can't draw the mana, man. Which is frustrating. At this point, I think I would slam the Sturmgeist if I drew the island, because it would allow us to start drawing more cards, and it would give us a big threat on the board. We already have Scob Goliath, but right now he's pretty much on, defense. He can't do anything else. So, yeah. But, Forbidden Alchemy could help us hit the land we desperately need, and that may be what I end up needing to do here. I would even take a Shimmering Grotto at this point, We have 9 islands and a Shimmering Grotto, and we've managed to bin 3 islands, so we have 5 islands left plus our Shimmering Grotto. Our opponent is deep in thought, which means he may have a trick, I suppose. It did say he disconnected, but then it said he came back, so I don't know if he's disconnected again. Didn't give me a message this time. But I'll go ahead and pause it until our opponent decides what he's doing. It seems to have returned. It looks like he did disconnect there. So those things all happen. And we really need to draw. Survive another turn even if we don't. But we would like to draw an island, that's for sure. Targeting my mountain. Why would you do that? Oh, he's targeting his own mountain. Mana fixing. I see. Get that forest. Enjoy. I'm pretty jealous. Woodland Sleuth. Okay, he gets a creature card at random back to his hand. And let's see what he got his Festerhide board. Of course he got that randomly. Ooh, Shimmering Grotto. I said I would take a Shimmering Grotto, didn't I? Now am I going to be true to my word? I think I will be. Because we can go blue, blue, and Sturmgeist. And we end our turn there. Doesn't really have any great attacks. He may just try to transform his guys, but now we can actually play 2 spells in a turn. How about that? And our Geist can swing, and we can drop 2 little creatures to chump if we need that, and draw a card. I mean, we'll draw the card first. Right, he's swinging with that again, and we'll block the same way we did before, just so they bounce off of each other. I guess he's hoping we block it in a way that it dies, but I don't really want to do that. Just a 3/3 this time. There was no morbid trigger. All right, so I think I swing with the Geist. I think I can risk that between what we've got going on in our hand. So we'll swing at him for 5, which will draw us a card. Look at that. Islands all over the place now. And then we do need to play blockers here, or claustrophobia. Either one works pretty well right now. I can do both, so I think I'll do both. I'll do, which will make our Geist a little less potent next turn, I guess, but I think I'm okay with that. Claustrophobia. The question is, what do I claustrophobia? I honestly think that this thing is the best candidate because then, although we can block it all day at this point, so maybe I just go for this because it gets so big and scary. Yeah, I just go for that. Good call. Good call, me. If he gets removal for our Armored Ska, we're in trouble either way, so I will play Invisible. And in my turn there, let's see if we can get this done, or if we're going to die eventually. We have delayed our death by a lot, that's for sure. Where's a Harvest Pyre when you need it? We do have another Think Twice in my graveyard, which I kind of forgot about. I should probably remember that. Just leave my graveyard open. All right, so they transform, but we can undo that. Casting Think Twice from our graveyard, plus playing Deranged Assistant. Plus we also have a Harvest Pyre now. So we're going to swing in the air again for 4. Which will drop him to 7 and draw us a card. Another Forbidden Alchemy. Happy with that. So I think I cast Think Twice from our graveyard for the first trigger. And then Harvest Pyre something. We also get to draw a card, so. And we could play that creature instead, but I feel like Harvest Pyring. We can Harvest Pyre and play Deranged Assistant, so I think I'd rather do that. That'll give us 3 spells this turn. So we're going to Harvest Pyre now. Actually, I don't have to do it now. So maybe I won't. I'll just play our Deranged Assistant, and his dude will untransform. And we can leave mana up for Forbidden Alchemy if that's what we want to do. Because we already played Think Twice. Right, it's whenever No spells were cast, and we casted it from our graveyard. So we are in the clear, I think, to end our turn. Yeah. So they'll untransform, or it. There's really only one thing that I'm worried about, and it wasn't that big of a threat anyway. But I think it's a good idea to untransform them anyway, because this thing can't even attack if we do that. And he's trying to go wide on us, so... All right, he's going in with everything, which is interesting. We will block here. We will block there because he has trample. And I'll block there as well. This doesn't have trample. Please tell me it doesn't have trample. Does not have trample. Hopefully it doesn't have a trick. Doesn't look like he does. That at the end of his turn. Ooh, spider spawning. Why you gotta be like that? Man. That is not what I was expecting. His deck didn't seem to be spider spawning it up. They have reach, so they can block my Sturmgeist. Man, I think I might be dead now. Do I Harvest Pyre one of them right now? I think I cast Forbidden Alchemy. Ooh, I have my Rolling Temblor in my graveyard. I'm a genius. So smart. But yeah, we're still going to Forbidden Alchemy. Cast our Temblor from our graveyard. Put it into the Maw of Hell in our hand. Yeah. And remember to cast our Rolling Temblor from our graveyard this time around. I keep not remembering I have that. Rusty. Not even rusty. I've never played this format, so... Oh, there was some problems for us. Okay, so the Temblor, there it is. How much do you cost? 6. I want to leave mana up for our Harvest Pyre. But yeah, we're going to cast our Temblor with Flashback to kill all of those things. We're going to swing. Do we just have lethal here? We do just have lethal here now. This swings for 5 in the air. This tramples over for 1, and that does 1. And he's tapped out. So I think I go for it. That is lethal. Let me double check that. I've used a lot of time in this match. I'll go. If he blocks that, he takes 1, and then yeah. So we have lethal here. I think we just go for it. The lethality. Oh God, that was so stupid. How did I count like that? Oh no, yeah, trample. Woo! I was so worried I counted wrong there. I was like, man, I'm an idiot. Where did I get 7 from? Now I know. Okay, well, our deck was pretty awesome that game. It took us a while to finally stabilize, but we did it. We needed to draw that second island, but yeah, that was a lot of fun, I'd say. Second island came to us, and Sturmgeist won the game for us in the sky, so pretty sweet. We are going to sideboard. He has freaking that spider spawning thing, which is disgusting, but he didn't seem to have black mana. At least we didn't see it. So at least he can't flash it back. It's much more deadly when you can do it from your graveyard. And we do have a way out of that with our Rolling Temblor, so yeah, I think we just keep things as they are. Our removal was good when it needed to be. We dug deep into our deck to get the island that we desperately needed. And yeah, it was a really fun deck. I really like being able to play control, which you can do sometimes in Battle for Zendikar at least, but I think I've only managed it like straight up control a couple times. This deck is definitely way more controlling. I am glad now I didn't use that Rolling Temblor earlier. Kind of glad I forgot about it the first time. Wow, that's a bad hand. Well, we're mulliganing. Our opponent did 2. I think we keep this one since we get to scry. It'll be a little better. And we'll put that on top. Yes, we will. We can play our Lantern Spirit early, and we can Rolling Temblor his board early to deal with stuff like that. Will it be too big by the time we can Rolling Temblor? I think it might be. That's the right now. Yeah, it'll be big, too big by the time we're Rolling Temblor. So we're gonna have to use a different means to that end. Our opponent does seem to be stuck on 1 land though, which I don't mind, I guess. We'll play our Lantern Spirit. Probably won't block with it, even though it would activate my Stitched Drake, basically. He's just hoping to go for the win with that noble. Oh, there's his other. I guess he's not stuck on one land. He just waited. Blood Crazed Neonate. So he's going all vampire-y. Now we probably will block the Blood Crazed Neonate with our Lantern Spirit. I could have gone for the Temblar there, but it wouldn't have done enough, I don't think. Furor of the Bitten. Do we still block that thing? I am not sure. Yeah, this game's not going our way so far. I think we do block it. It will let us play our Stitched Drake, which is certainly relevant right now on this board. So yeah, we're going to block there, though, and take 4 because we don't want that to get big enough that it can swing through our Drake. And that gets bigger, too. I forgot. Go me. I guess all the vampires do. Man. Yeah, I think we got to play our Stitched Drake. You know, try to buy ourselves some time. Turn. Alright, Forbidden Alchemy can help us dig for a removal spell. And that's probably what we're going to end up having to do, unless we draw one. We'll play our Sturmgeist next turn, too, so we'll just take this. Pretty crazy hand our opponent got that really works out. You know, even stuck on 2 lands, he's like, what's up? I have all this damage. I'm going to play the Sturmgeist. That'll be a 3-3, won't it? Not a 4-4. I can at least double block this thing. He can only kill one of them. So I will play it. Sets up a pretty bad double block, but we keep one of our creatures if we do that. And yeah, seems all right. If he decks with both, then I probably block the Noble and take freaking 6 to the face, which isn't awesome, but, you know, it's whatever. All right, so we're going to double block this dude. If he has no tricks, then we're pretty happy. If he has tricks, then we're pretty unhappy. It looks like he opted to kill the Stitched Drake, which is interesting. Pretty sweet. He cannot block that guy, though, which is, you know, worth pointing out. Do I want to attack here? I don't think I do. I think I just end the turn, Forbidden Alchemy at the end of his turn, and start trying to get ahead of him. We're at such low life, I don't think we can afford to take 3. Maybe we could have. Might have been worth it. Yeah, we're going to Forbidden Alchemy at the end of his turn and roll with that. Hopefully we hit some juicy things with it. Right now we're laugh at the Noble, so it's the good news. Okay, our opponent just scooped. I guess he was stuck on 2 lands and saw the writing on the wall. Our deck's pretty sweet. We managed to take in, a lot of early aggro in both the first 2 games and then stabilize. To be fair, the second game, it wasn't a lot of stabilizing to be done because we sort of just, our opponent got mana screwed, and, we did have to play a couple creatures and get a double block in place, but, it wasn't that difficult.